Alright, welcome back. If you're just joining us here on the cast, this is the IEM Toronto European Qualifiers. One player from the winner's bracket and one player from the loser's bracket will make it through today. It is tied up 1-1 as we hop into game number 3 here. Spawning here in the top right corner of the map. He's going to be the blue Terran player from My Insanity, Jjakji. And spawning opposite of him, top left corner of the map. Looking pretty good at some points in that game, but still finds himself here now in game number 3. Also for My Insanity, champion, Sacsri. Now, I'm sure someone out there is like, Griffin, come on, you're laying on a little bit thick with this DreamHack champion thing. Did I mention he was a DreamHack champion? DreamHack Sacsri? This is, of course, because he recently won, guys. You get to celebrate this for a little bit of time, and of course, well, I doubt he's listening to my English cast of the VODs, I'm pretty sure. It's a little bit heartwarming to be like, oh, yeah, they know I'm a DreamHack champion. No big deal. No big deal. Oh, that check on the wall in the My Insanity house? Oh, yeah, that's mine. That's mine. But, of course, I actually don't even know if Sacsri is an ego or not. He actually seems like a really nice guy. I remember talking with Penguin, too, when he was talking about trying to pick up a Zerg player. Not to give away the My Insanity secrets, but what was kind of curious was Sacsri was one of the few players that had a reasonable price tag to him combined with, like, really good skill. He was not the player that I would have assumed they picked up when Penguin had originally given me like a list of names of like who they were potentially looking at for like a new roster change. But I gotta be honest, I think they're happy with Sacsri being on the team. I'm happy with Sacsri being on the team. I didn't really know a whole lot about him prior, but I have fallen in love with him since Valencia. Anyways, not to take the thunder away from Jjakji. This is a guy who people joked about in the Easter Team Strike Up for a while. Like, it's not Team My Insanity, it's Team Jjakji. Stuff like that, but first game looked a little bit rocky. Game 2, oh boy, some questionable mistakes, especially with that command center, but we saw through aggression he laid it on strong. And that's kind of, I bring this up not as like a recap point, but to kind of tie in the differences between game 1 and game 2. So game 1 failed for Jjakji, utterly and entirely. No one's ever going to disagree with that. But one of the things it did do is allow him to get aggressive. Now, it didn't work out for him, and Sacsri saw it coming. He held. He shut it down before Jjakji had a chance to get the ball rolling. We saw that game. He got the ball rolling, and he just kept it. The momentum that whole game was in his favor constantly ever since that first Hellion run by. And, well, Nimbus is a map where I don't think he's going to have as easy of a time. There's a lot of really good engagement areas for Zerg, especially if Sacsri can get that creep spread out early. There's no chokes really on this map outside of the one at your natural, but even that opens up with the rocks. The one thing that I would say is a little unfortunate for Sacsri, spawning locations-wise, is going to be a little bit closer to Jjakji. So what this means is, while it's not going to guarantee drops by any means, it does kind of afford him the opportunity, Jjakji that is, to get to Sacsri's natural pretty quickly with some medevacs. But, yeah, both boys actually play with a safe opener here. It's kind of funny. We've seen quite a few Zerg players, shout out to J-Dong, rest in peace, through the Big One tournament, going early lings on this map. And a lot of this is because you expect pretty much every Terran player to take the CC first. This map, kind of like Alterzim, has the safe and base expansion, and chances are, guys, if you play this on ladder, you can kind of flip a coin and take a random gamble that your opponent goes greedy, because most players do. But neither one really going with anything too crazy. Once again, the 2 racks wouldn't have been a bad idea either, because you expect your opponent to go to hatchery first, but both playing it safe and cool for the time being. But this is kind of a big deal. We get the Roach Horn coming out of Sacsri. He could go for some roaches early like this. Yeah, he's probably going to go for about 6 to 8. You walk across the map, and you bank on your opponent not having a bunker down. And for Jjakji, oh, that's going to be the case. He's going to try and get some Hellions out. And quite frankly, guys, 6 Hellions... 4 Hellions, maybe. Oh, he's actually getting a bunker. Did he see something? Did he scout something? No, this is just some 6th sense out of Jjakji and a good opener. Okay, so Sacsri scouts this. But Jjakji's at a bit of a disadvantage here. 2 Marines in this bunker with 6 plus SCVs repairing it. This bunker lives all day. If he holds this, it's not even a contest. But because Jjakji doesn't know this is coming, he's going to have the bunker, but the SCVs are extremely far away from the natural entrance point. If he pulls reactionary, it's too late. They have to be here before the attack begins, and they won't be. And because of this, Jjakji's in a lot of trouble. I'd say it's far from game ending, but it could be. I really want to stress, this could be game ending. Oh no. Oh, the bait! The bait! He sends that in very much intentionally. Now the roaches come to the front door. There's nothing here to stop them. They bust through that bunker. Jjakji tries to salvage it because he knows he's going to lose it. No chance to hold on. He's going to have to pull some SCVs into this. The problem is there's a lot of roaches here, and he doesn't quite have that Marauder out yet. He's going to lose his stim pack upgrade, but right now that's the last thing on his mind, because if he can't hold these roaches, there's nothing following this up. We got some Widow Mines coming out here. Widow Mines are not that great versus roaches. One of the problems with Widow Mines in this situation, guys, is roaches are the few units, one of like 3 ground units in StarCraft 2 that can eat a Widow Mine hit without dying. The Marauder's kiting, he's already lost all the SCVs, but I think Jjakji is about to be knocked down to the loser's bracket. Even with these Widow Mines popping, there's no reason for Sacsri to lose more than 1 roach, maybe 2. Oh, Jjakji. He's trying to get the bunker down, but there's no reason for Sacsri to fight over by that bunker anymore at this point. The Marauder is so low, it can no longer fight, and he's trying to leapfrog the Widow Mines forward, but once again, SCVs are pulled from the main. Ooh, not to fight, but instead to go to the mineral line, I guess for safety's sake. As we see here, guys, the reason these roaches are dying, of course, the Widow Mine hits is because they are all a bit softened up and weakened up, but no splash damage was really had, and Jjakji looks like he's going to hold on to this. Sarif can get a little bit too antsy, a little bit too early, but oh, this Widow Mine's gonna friendly fire so many SCVs! Oh, he just killed like half of his SCVs! Oh no! The friendly fire is so real! Oh, son of a bitch! I'm sorry. If you guys have been listening to my casting the last 2-3 days, you've heard me complain non-stop about how the Widow Mines, it's fantastic that they do full splash damage now, but we're seeing it kill a lot more Terran units than Zerg units. And quite frankly, guys, Jjakji just killed himself.